Welcome to Package Your Genius. I'm your host, Amanda Miller Littlejohn. I'm a former print journalist turned PR and personal branding pro, and I am here to help high achievers like you bring your genius ideas to life. Whatever gift you have to give the world, I want to be a catalyst for your next genius move. If you're ready to stop overthinking it and start putting yourself out there, you're in the right place. Let's go. So it is officially halfway through the first month of 2020. And if you haven't noticed, this is my first episode of the year. So happy New Year to you. I hope your year is off to an amazing start. I hope you're feeling productive and energized and focused. All of the things that I have not been feeling, if I am completely honest with you. So, 2020, just jumping into this new decade and this new year, kind of got off to a slow start for me. I felt like my 2020 vision goggles haven't come in yet, and that 2020 vision is just a little delayed. In part because I spent the majority of the holiday break with my family in Europe, which was amazing. So we spent 9 days after Christmas on a little tour. We went to London and Paris and really took that time that the kids have out of school to get some travel in. And then my husband and I celebrated our 12th anniversary. So that was pretty awesome. And usually we are here in town in Washington, D.C. for the holidays. And so this was new for us to really travel in that way during the holidays. And what I realized is typically I use that time, that week between Christmas and New Year, to get clear and focused and plan because everything's pretty much shut down. Everyone's with their families, businesses are closed, there aren't too many client inquiries. So it's a really nice quiet time to get some thinking and strategizing and reflection done. And so because of the big trip, I really didn't have that chance to go deep and do my own reflection, even though I was in the process of running a couple of intensives, planning intensives for clients. So I was in the middle of helping clients with our Brand with Purpose intensives get clear on how they are going to do new things with their platforms, visibility, and revenue in the new year. But I still wasn't able to really put that focus energy on myself. And so as a result, I didn't have that new year energy that I usually get. I wasn't making plans and goals. And honestly, I started to get a little bit frustrated because I didn't feel that spark, that inspiration, that fire I usually feel this time of the year. And I started to float into feelings of feeling like I'm behind, even though it's only a couple weeks into the new year, to which my husband laughed and said, Amanda, there are people who still have their Christmas trees up, so you are not behind. But, I was still a little frustrated, especially because this is my business. This is my time of year. This is when people are most excited about the work that I do. And so to not feel that sense of energy and excitement during the time of year that I think my work is arguably most relevant was a little concerning to me. But then I had an amazing conversation with our Package Your Genius Academy mindset mentor and performance coach, Dr. Risha Moxley, who we've had on the podcast a number of times. And we had a conversation about some of the projects that she is currently working on, including this amazing podcast that I can't wait for her to release that she started outlining during our December Brand with Purpose intensive. And she reminded me of the seasonal nature of energy and ideas, which is something I had just preached about during our December session. So the idea being that the fruits of any growing plant are not visible all year long, right? They're not visible all the time. So while it's January and typically this is a season of excitement and energy and planning and movement for me, so I'm looking for that spring energy. I'm looking for those new baby stems sprouting and the new baby leaves unfurling, right? Right now, that's just not where I am, or it's not where I've been over the last 2 weeks. She reminded me that I am currently in the growing phase where my progress is not necessarily visible, but there's a lot going on underground. Because in this season, some very big and very important things are taking root. And if you know anything about plants and growth and how plants come to be, especially new ones, that takes a lot of time, energy, and focus. But while all of these things are happening underground, the growth that's actually happening underground isn't something that other people can necessarily see. It's not visible to those of us walking around above ground. There are things taking root underground. So if your new year, new you fell a little flat, or if you're feeling behind like I was feeling because, your 2020 vision goggles haven't come in yet, I want you to think about the other important things that may be going on at this very moment underground, so to speak, for your brand, for your purpose, for your dreams, for your life. You may not be in an outward growth season, or maybe you are in an outward growth season. But even if you are in a season where your growth is visible, eventually that is going to change. And when that season ends and you need some time to rest and reflect and kind of get clear on the next phase of your growth, I don't want you to freak out because you cannot see the movement in your life or in your brand or in your business. I don't want you to freak out because things still are shifting. Seeds are still cracking open. Dreams are taking root, even if you can't see it just yet. So it's January. This is the perfect time of the year for people to be getting ignited and putting new things in motion. A lot of people are going after new jobs because companies have unlocked their budgets and are now looking for new talent, and they are expanding their candidate pools and looking for people to fit into these new roles. So a lot of people are making the switch and saying, okay, I'm tired of working at this company. I'm going to move over to that company. Some people left their 9-to-5 jobs in the fall, and they are moving into 2020 with new businesses, right? They are entrepreneurs in this new season. And so for my entrepreneurs and for my job seekers, for all of you who may be on the path to do something new and your ship hasn't all the way come in yet, your opportunity, the vision that you had in the fall, or the vision that you had and where you saw yourself starting this year, whether that be, sitting at a new desk at a new company or entertaining new clients and signing contracts for your new business. If that has not happened just yet for you, I want you to take a breath. I want you to take a beat. And I want you to remember that it all happens in due time. There is a season where you will be able to see the evidence, the outward evidence of growth. It'll be very easy to observe the fruits of all of the growth, all of the moves, all the energy that you're putting into your career or into your business right now. You're planting those seeds, you're nurturing them, you are building relationships, you're having coffee meetings, you're networking, you're updating your LinkedIn profile. These are all things that happen behind the scenes, and they lead to the growth that we will be able to see eventually. So I want you to understand that if the evidence or if the fruits of your labor have not started to blossom just yet, keep taking care of the ground. Keep, watering the soil. Keep nurturing the growth that is inevitably going to come if we just stick with it, because there are things happening underground, whether we realize it or not. And so for me, I'm grateful because I do get a little anxious when I don't have a plan of action. And what I have come to realize is, again, that word obedience keeps coming up. A vision that I had the latter part of last year, and actually even before that, has now come through very strongly, very loudly, very clearly that, okay, Amanda, this is what you're supposed to be doing right now. And essentially, you're not going to get energy anywhere else until you answer this particular call and are obedient to this particular mission. So that is what I'm working on right now. And I'm super excited to now have that New Year's energy that I was looking for and that I usually get around this time of the year. But I just wanted to drop in here and encourage you, because I've talked to a couple of people who mentioned a similar sentiment, that they weren't feeling that new year, new you energy, and 2020 hadn't quite hit just yet. And I understand it, even though I ironically create tools and create learning experiences and classes and intensives to help people find that energy and nurture it and bring it to life. And I'm even able to help spark it in other people, even if I'm not feeling it for myself. But I even have to remember that for me, I'm not going to see those fruits. I'm not going to see leaves year round. When I go through my daily hikes in the forest right now, the forest is really barren. It looks like there's nothing really happening because there are no leaves on the trees. All the trees are naked and it's just bark and branches and dried leaves on the trail. But there's still life. There are still things happening. The forest is still alive. It's just not green and overflowing and verdant as it will be in April or May. But there's still life. There's still things happening, and it's a great reminder, a great visual reminder that life is still here. It's just kind of in a somewhat dormant state, but there's a lot of important things happening during these dormant states. So I want you, if this is you, if this resonates with you, I want you to give yourself space, and I want you to give yourself time to really think and reflect and do some of that invisible work that is so important to the next season of your growth. It is January, so this is the perfect time to get clear on your brand and put a plan in place so that you can communicate all that you bring to the table this year. And if you need some help doing that, I want you to check out my book, Package Your Genius, 5 Steps to Build Your Most Powerful Personal Brand, and the Package Your Genius Personal Branding Workbook that has over 100 questions to help you uncover your competitive advantage and why hiring managers should pick you over everyone else and why clients should pick you over everyone else. You can visit Amazon.com and put Package Your Genius in the search field to find the book, workbook, and the Brand with Purpose Planner. I'm excited for this year. I'm excited to continue growing with you. And I hope that 2020 brings you everything that you desire. Drop me a note on Instagram. I'm at Package Your Genius. Drop into our Facebook group that we are revitalizing this year. Do a search for Package Your Genius on Facebook to find our community of other people who are also trying to package their genius and really put a plan in place to make themselves more visible in the digital age. So you can check us out on Facebook.com. The link is actually Facebook.com/groups/Package Your Genius. I'll see you on the next episode.